Okay, this is the emblem of the Battlestar Pegasus, which was used in maybe a couple of episodes of Battlestar Galactica. What do we know about Pegasus? It's a horse with wings. What do we know about the Battlestar Pegasus? I don't know. I'd have to go back and watch Battlestar Galactica to see what it was all about, but it was kind of surprised because Battlestar Galactica thought, the people on board thought they were the only Battlestar. And lo and behold, another one just as good as Galactica shows up. Did it help them with the Cylons? It might have in those episodes. Why am I wearing this ridiculous hat? This is the Eugene Whalen hat. Eugene Whalen was the Minister of Agriculture for the country of Canada. He worked for Pierre Trudeau. Now, in Canada now, Pierre Trudeau's son, Justin, is the Prime Minister, and Eugene Whalen is nowhere to be found. But Eugene Whalen always wore a hat like this, and he had a great name. I don't know why they don't call children, little boys should start being called Eugene again, because it is a very odd name. Eugene often gets shortened to Gene, but if someone leaves their name Eugene, it's like such a weird name. You want to make fun of it. But if someone can hold on to the name Eugene till the time they're 65 years old, they're going to have a hell of a lot of respect, because you know that people would have tried to bully you with a name like Eugene. What else do we know about Eugene Whalen? Well, he was from the prairie provinces of Canada. He had a big nose. He wore a light blue suit, and he wore a green hat because green was the color of agriculture. So Eugene Whalen was all about growing things. He was looking after the farmers. And who is the Minister of Agriculture for the current Prime Minister Trudeau? I don't know. So the lesson that Eugene Whalen gives us is, if you're eccentric and you wear a green hat right into the Parliament buildings, people are going to know who you are. And if they know who you are, they're going to, if they're a reporter, ask you questions about agriculture primarily. They're not going to ask you too many questions about health. Agriculture is your file. You're the Minister of Agriculture. Although you're going to need to know, why it is that your food is good for you. So you're going to need to know a little bit about nutrition, which is a bit of the health file. And if you're the Minister of Agriculture, you're going to sit around what's known as the cabinet table. The cabinet table is where the Prime Minister and the cabinet ministers meet. And they talk about issues. They're going to talk about getting reelected. They're going to be having to offer up opinions. I have to wait because I don't have any opinions coming, because I'm the Minister of Agriculture, and the issue at the cabinet table today is something to do with Battlestar Pegasus. If I'm the Minister of Agriculture, I might say, How does Pegasus feed itself? The answer, as far as I know, is they didn't grow food on Pegasus. It was a war machine. But they had a fleet of ships that they escorted around, and they would do jumps through hyperspace to go from one section of the galaxy to another. And at least one of the other ships they escorted around was a food ship where stuff was grown. And basically, if you're Battlestar Galactica, if you lose the food ship, you're going to have to find a planet with green stuff growing on it. And maybe the green planet that you come to with stuff that you can eat doesn't have regular grain that you can turn into bread. It's got algae. And so you're going to have to get used to eating sodium alginate, which is salty algae. And then what's going to happen is you're going to have an extra on the show who is called out of the extra tent because they need someone to operate the nuclear weapons panel. And you're going to have to wing it because you've never even known that Battlestars have got a nuclear weapons panel. But in this particular episode of Battlestar Galactica, yours truly is called out of the extra tent, because that's what I was, an extra. And I was told, you go stand over there. And the main actors, the ones that talk and are the regulars on the show, are going to talk about nuking the algae planet. And my job is to turn some dials and push some buttons that indicate I don't get to talk. I just push the buttons and someone else says, nuclear vessel has approached and is been bombed or something. No, that's not what they would say. They would say the missiles have been launched at the algae planet. Did I get paid anything extra for that? No. They don't even show my face in the scene, although there was film made of me, frontal, but they got rid of the frontal. So if you do see this episode of Battlestar Galactica, where they nuke the algae planet, you see the back of my head. But it's me, the extra, that nuked the planet. Now, why would the Minister of Agriculture nuke an algae planet? Only one reason. There were Cylons there. What are Cylons? Cylons are robots. What did the robots really want? Well, they kept hassling the humans. They kept hassling them. And in the end, the truth of the matter was the Cylons didn't want a war with the humans. They wanted to love the humans. But it took them, 5 years on Battlestar Galactica to finally figure that out. I don't have a robot. I don't have nuclear weapons. I don't have a Ministry of Agriculture. I don't have a Battlestar Galactica. And I don't even have an agent that would give me these $10 an hour jobs to go to the sound stage where Battlestar Galactica was being filmed in Vancouver, Canada. No, I left Hollywood behind because it didn't pay the bills. I should have something better to finish this talk off with, but on another episode of Battlestar Galactica that I was on, the props master gave me the insignia of an admiral. Why? Well, because it was just something fun to do. I mean, they're not going to go and zoom in on an extra where you're going to look up here and see the insignia of an admiral. You're not going to see it at all, but it was kind of fun. you know, behind the scenes. I was never zoomed in on, but there was one episode of Battlestar Galactica where, right after the commercial break, they shone the camera on me and you could see me. I didn't get paid anything extra for it. I got $10 for the hour that I was there on the set. And then I had to pay 15% of that to my agent, which brought me to $8.50 an hour. And then I had to pay income taxes and unemployment insurance and pension deductions on that. So in essence, instead of $10 an hour, I might have made $4 an hour. Now, if you live in Vancouver, Canada, how are you going to pay the rent? How are you going to pay for gasoline, car repairs, food, laundry? How are you going to live on $4 an hour? And yet, this enormous Hollywood production found plenty of people like me in Vancouver willing to come to set for, after all my deductions, $4 an hour. Do you think somehow that people in Hollywood don't give a rat's ass about human beings? Well, they did feed us when we were on set, so it wasn't like we starved. We didn't. We got fed on set. But they didn't let us stay in the tent at nighttime. We had to go out to the places we came from. The whole point of the matter is if Hollywood treats extras as bad as they did when I worked for them, do you think it's possible that what the people are saying about the Hollywood movie stars is true? That is, they worship Lucifer, they drink children's blood, and they have no thoughts for other humans. Probably. I mean, it's a business, and it's just not Hollywood that will work people for nothing if they can. It's all businesses. All businesses don't want to have expenses. So if they can get something for nothing or something for really cheap, they will. I don't think it's Luciferianism, it's capitalism. So all the people that are so worried about the Hollywood celebrities and their Luciferianism really need to change the word to capitalism. And how are you going to have a change on the planet from capitalism? And then someone says, well, you want communism? And I'm going, no, you idiot. We tried that in Russia. It failed. It failed in China, and China adopted capitalism. But the problem is, capitalists pay $4 an hour to human beings, and humans can't live on it. So it's all of these isms. It's time we got rid of capitalism. It's time that we get rid of everything to do with helping me out. I need to be helped out. Who? Human beings. Because we're being replaced by Cylon robots and computer generated animation. And we're still here. We still need a house and we still need food. And no one loves us. I'm Eugene Whalen for the province of Saskatchewan. Come up and see us sometime.